How much money did you spend yesterday? How about last week? See, if you don't know the answer to those two questions, then you probably spend money without any effort. You spend it carelessly. And this is the right video for you, because in this video, I'm not going to teach you how to spend less money, but I can promise you that you'll know the answer to those questions after you get finished watching this video. And also you'll be able to at least think about and have a better awareness of how much money you are spending daily. And when you have this awareness, you'll be able to actually correct your spending habits. Now, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know your financial situation, but you come to this video for one reason. So again, I'll go ahead and give it to you. But again, don't expect to, be able to change and spend less money just by watching this video. That is completely up to you. But this technique will allow you to, practice your spending habits more consciously and be more aware of what you're actually doing and be more aware of where you're going. All right. So the first thing you guys, should know, the reason it is important for you to go ahead and track your spending and how much you are spending is because the only way to actually change how much you're spending, again, is to be aware of what you are spending it on. So it's very easy throughout your day to, pick up if you're just hungry, maybe just pick up a 50-cent bag of chips and not even think about that 50 cents that you just spent because it was, 50 cents. However, it is also easy, for that 50 cents to compound into, $20 over the course of a couple of weeks. All right. So you have to be able to track this. And the way you are able to track this is by writing it down. So what you guys see is this, little book right here. I write down my spending and I write down, every day, whatever I spend my money on, I write it down in this little book right here. So, and there is some stuff written down, but you ain't got to see what's in it. But it does help me. So it keeps me accountable to myself, meaning every day I have a choice to either write these, numbers down or to not write them down. And again, it's the little things. It's the little things that you are willing to do over and over again that can compound into something big. But you can also not do the little things and, it'll get you compounded into a different direction. Now, the good thing is it's so small and it's such a, testament of your accountability that, since it is so simple to do, you might as well do it. However, it is, kind of a challenge, not a challenge. Well, it is, yeah, it's kind of a challenge. To at the end of the night, make sure you go through and you add up how much you spent, and you make sure you write down each little thing that you spent. So the best thing that I find, to be able to keep up with the expenses is to write it down right after you spend it. So right after you go to the store and, you pick up whatever you pick up, keep this in your car. That's why, it's such a small book, and you go ahead and write it down as soon as you get back in the car. That way you don't have any, separation of thought. You don't want to, end up looking up and it's 2 days later and you're like, man, I didn't write down, when I went to the store 3 or 4 times since that last time I was supposed to write it down. All right. So definitely want to try to start doing this, guys. Incorporate this into your financial diet and you'll definitely notice a change. So that's the, the other part, do you notice a change? So I'll be honest with you guys, I've been doing this for about 20 days now. They say you should do it for about, I believe about 30 days or 21 days to be able to, make it more, become more aware of what you're actually doing. I think it's like 30 days. I got it from a couple of books that I've read, the idea of doing this. However, I plan on doing it as long as it takes for me to be able to, my goal from it is to be able to have a financial, to get control of my financial impulses. So sometimes, I just, if I'm at the store, I see something I like, I just grab it. Now, that is a good thing. It is a good thing to sometimes, if you see something and you have the means to buy it. However, sometimes it can be a bit obsessive, So if you're just, eating out too much, things like that. So you'll be able to write it down. You'll be able to look back in your book and be like, man, I spent, $8 at Chipotle 4 times this week. That's $32 at Chipotle. I might as well make my own Chipotle. So it's just little stuff like that you'll be able to pick up while you have this book. Another big thing that you should keep in mind while you are writing down your stuff in this book and doing everything is that you don't have to judge yourself. This isn't what the book is for. It's not to judge yourself in a negative way and to get, to feeling negative about your spending habits. It's just for you to simply practice awareness of who you are. Part of our life experience is just for us to experience the experience, just to sit back and experience and watch what we do. And that's really, sit back and think about that. Part of our life experience is to just experience the experience. So, you just watching this video, part of your experience is just to sit back and watch yourself watching this video. No different than you spending, right? What the goal is in the first 30 days of you doing this, you want to make sure you're just observing what you naturally spend stuff on, right? Observe your natural habits. That way you'll know who you are without trying to correct yourself, right? You don't want to be like, I don't know, maybe if you're talking in the classroom and you're supposed to be doing your work, but then a teacher come around, then you want to start doing your work. But when a teacher wasn't around, you were just talking, right? So keep yourself the same way. Keep that same energy. So if the teacher come around, keep talking. So the same way with this book. Think of it like that. If you, just because you have to write down what you do now, that doesn't mean you too much change what you do right away, right? But I want you to be able to, write it down and be like, man, so this is who I am. So this is me, right? Because they say one of the biggest indicators of who we are and who we will be is where we spend our time and how we spend our money, right? Where we spend our time and how we spend our money. Two biggest indicators of who we are and who we will become. So just being able to track it right here is something that you'll be able to eventually change at will, right? You'll be able to look back and see how these, things that you spent your money on, how did they make you feel? Eventually you'll be able to be, swayed in a different direction. That's one big thing that I can say at, 20 days of doing this. I've been swayed in different directions. So if I see something that I previously would have just just bought just because I could have, I won't buy it. And it's not because I can't buy it. It's just simply because I know, all right, I've spent this amount of money today. I don't want to spend that amount of money today. And I definitely don't want to spend it on that. Why would I do that? Right? So just having that awareness versus if I didn't write it down, then I would have had no reference point. I would have, sometimes it's easy for us to remember how much we spend, but we can't be sometimes something slips our mind. So if we look in our little book and we man, I just spent $200 today. Why am I going to spend $25 on whatever, that's not very important at this time? So that is the main thing for you guys. Us doing this right here, sitting back and talking together right now during these Money Mondays, my goal here is for us both to grow financially. One of the biggest things, you guys have to know, all of this work that we put in as entrepreneurs and as, you doing whatever you do to get your money as well. All this work that we put in, we don't want to look back and have nothing to show for it. So us being able to, one of our missions here and one of my missions and with myself is to create generational wealth. And I wasn't born into a state of just financial awareness and, somebody just instilling a whole bunch of positive financial habits into me and helping me understand money. Everything that I've been, showing you guys throughout all the Money Mondays is things that I've, taught myself, not in a literal sense, but things that I've sucked out the knowledge for. So I've went out there, I've sought after the knowledge, and I've taught myself and I've implemented it into my life, right? Not only did I teach myself, but I also implemented it into my life. So me implementing this into my life, I feel it's my duty to share it with you guys because I know how I was brought up. It wasn't being taught these type of things. So I want you, if you're on your self-education journey, financial literacy journey as well, then that's why I'm here sharing it with you. So make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button because I do a lot of things throughout my, entrepreneurship journey, but doesn't mean anything if our financial book can't keep funding all of my projects and adventures and letting those things fund my new projects and adventures. It keeps it going right here with our finances and not throughout our work trading time for money, but throughout our mind trading financial wisdom for a whole bunch of income. All right, keep your heart in every step, and it all will come to you so easily and effortlessly. As always, get to stepping.